Hey all, welcome to Homesteads. We've got a gorgeous, gorgeous spring day here. Getting out, getting some stuff done. Gonna bring you up to speed on a couple things that I didn't get on video. The first one is we moved the puppy prison and shortened it. So they have considerably less space, but it's okay because we're going to be letting them out more frequently under our supervision, making sure the chickens aren't in the area. Which brings me to the second thing. Rented a tiller and got this area all tilled up for our in-ground garden. Got Zipporah there working on getting some of the bigger rocks out of the area. I got the big rocks out with the tiller. She's working on getting the smaller ones out, just using the little manure fork there to scoop up the bigger rocks. But before we get this really tilled or planted, we're going to try corn, potatoes, and onions mainly in here. Maybe some watermelon or some cantaloupe a little bit. We'll see. Shauna doesn't want any squashes over here, but melons should be okay. I don't know if they have the same squash bug problem that regular squashes like pumpkins and other gourds do. But I've got a trench dug here to put in some perforated pipes, so just a little mini French drain to mitigate the drainage area that we saw in the rainwalk video. But the other thing that we want to do before we get planted in here is we really want to make sure that the chickens aren't getting out. And we've got a couple that are persistent escapees. So the brown hens that we've got there are 4-H birds. We got them, and they're all Mildred.
Mama named them.
They're all Mildreds, and we've got 2 or 3 of them that are really persistent escape artists. But I think they're mainly escaping in some weak spots in the fence that I've got down there where the shelter is. And they may even be going all the way down to where the pig area is, and that field fence they might be able to get through and come around that way. However they do it, they're not really flying over as much as they're using the shelter area and Holly's area to hop over. However, we do got one. Where is she? Salt. One of the white hens in there who likes to fly over and use this as a perch to jump over and do an escape. So I looked at different ways, thought about putting a hot wire there, saw a really cool idea of using a line with some PVC pipe, and so when they hop up on the PVC pipe, it rolls and they can't get a good footing. And the other idea that I had was getting those bird I don't even know what they're called. I'm losing the words here. Anyway, they're the little spiky things that you see up on lamp posts, ledges, anywhere that people don't want birds roosting and pooping on everything. So I looked them up on Amazon, and they're a little expensive for what you get. But I was looking at their design and I realized all they are really spikes. So I came up with an idea. Every time that I cut some of this fencing material here, okay, to wrap around a post or modify or anything, I always end up with tons and tons of these guys. Little shards of various size and thickness depending on the gauge of the fencing I'm doing. And I was like, why don't I just use those? So that's what I'm going to do. Got a couple here already started in this part of the fence. Just going to take them and use them just like nails and hammer them in all the way along here at various lengths and various angles. So when the birds try to hop up on here, it's sharp, they don't like it, they fly down, and they get discouraged and go away. So,
What if they hop down on this side?
What?
What if they hop down on this side? And that's already the way they're facing.
Well, the idea is to keep them on that side.
But what if they want to still hop up?
That's the idea, is that
Okay, but the first time they do it, they're going to want to hop up.
they're going to want to hop up and they're going to
Which
get...
way are they going to go? They're still going to...
Well, if they make it all the way over here, we'll get them back.
Okay.
And hopefully they'll learn the lesson.
They're chickens. They never learn.
It's an experiment. We'll see. And that's what I'm going to be doing right now. is just going along this length of fence with what I've got. If I run out, I've got a couple of extra scrap sections of fence here that I can use the angle grinder, cut some more. And I'm just gonna worry about this section because I haven't seen them. That fence is just a little bit higher, and I don't think, as long as we keep their wings clipped, I don't think they'll fly up over that end. So I'm not gonna worry about that until I see them do it. So that's what we're gonna do. Hopefully it's something interesting, worth watching for you guys, and that's what we're gonna do. All right, I'm gonna get going. That's mainly for my arm comfort since I'm kind of doing this the entire time. The other one was just a way heavier hammer than I need for this application. Also, you probably noticed these ones are really thin gauge, and so they bend very easy. As you go along the wood, different parts of the wood are going to have knots. They're going to be harder to drive in, so you see me probably have to. I start with an area and it doesn't really want to go in. If it's not going in smooth pretty easily, then just move it just like 1/4 of an inch one way or another. See if there's a knot right around there, because anything right around that's going to be denser, thicker. It's going to be harder to drive into. The other thing is, these heavier ones, same story. They're heavier gauge, so you can pound them a little harder. But none of these are really tipped when I cut them. Let's see if you can see that. So when I cut them, obviously there's going to be a little bit of burr, there's going to be a little bit of an angle. So some of them are going to want to drive easier as nails. They're small enough, the wood's soft enough, you should be able to drive all of them without having to like tip them or anything like that. As far as the pattern goes, you just kind of randomize it. The idea is you want them to be in random orientation so that no matter how the bird lands on there, they're going to get spiked, going to be uncomfortable. You don't want them to be impaled necessarily. You don't want them to bleed. You don't want to hurt them. You want to make it uncomfortable for them, and so they don't want to do it. That's it. So that's what we're doing. Keep going. So ran out of battery, sorry, but you see I got all the way down to that H-brace. Not going to worry about that, and for a couple reasons. One is I'm stopping for today, and two, I've got those gates there. I don't think that's really a problem spot for the hopping over. Got the rest of it done all the way down here, so we'll see. We'll keep an eye on Salt especially, and the others, and we'll see how many of them try to hop the fence, if this is going to be effective or not. So with that, I'll say God be with you all in all that you do, and remember, keep the faith, keep up the fight. God bless. Bye.